After
you do.
okay.
Wait a second. On
Second.
agenda items,
On the agenda items. It's only one agenda item on.
I said 16.
Right.
1 second. Call the roll.
Council Martin,
Yay!
Council Grant,
Yay.
Council President King,
Yeah.
Council President.
Yeah. All right. You want them to speak now?
Yes.
The mic.
Give them the time they have to speak.
Hello. Can I start now? My name is Zaki Rashid, 1352 East 134th Street. The reason why I'm speaking tonight in regards to this is because I have a question and then a statement. The question being, when the document that you submitted to the city of Cleveland for review, did it ever anywhere in that document include the word demands? Because I'm really curious how the plain dealer came up with such a inflammatory word as being demands. And then what's even worse, I look at an interview that was done on television by your mayor. And instead of him just simply saying there were never any demands made, but simply points for discussion, which is really what they were, he goes and says, basically just throws you guys under the bus and make himself look good. So as you move forward through this process, please, the people that you've chosen to do this and negotiate, put as much faith in as you can. Put as much faith as you can in them and work along with them and whatever citizens are going to be involved. Because it is obvious to any human being that has watched this whole thing unfold, you cannot trust anything he says when his mouth is moving. And I'm referring to the mayor. Thanks.
Good evening, council. Manso Baker, East Cleveland resident. As a former council person of the city, you know, you guys represent 17,000 people. And to be embarrassed in such a state as which we were by a document going forward and being made public says a lot about both us, you, and whoever we appoint to the commission. We have to be mindful that when we send something forward to represent our community, it has to speak for everybody.
Yes.
And we're not just being at this point controversial because there's a save East Cleveland this and a get rid of East Cleveland that. We're not talking about that. We're talking about the vitality and the well-being of residents of the city of East Cleveland. Whatever is going on behind closed doors, whatever the agreement, George Forbes and all the other players that have to do with this process, I need you guys to represent the voice of the citizens of East Cleveland. And if you're not doing that, then you're doing us a disservice.
Yes.
This is not about what Gary tells anybody to do or what somebody else, of another like mine, or you think you're doing the best interest. We have to do what's right for you, us, and the stakeholders of East Cleveland. Stop making this a media ploy. Stop making this I need East Cleveland to go. East Cleveland can't come back. East Cleveland can come back. You just don't have a creative individual leading.
Say it again. Come on now.
You guys' power is not gone.
Right.
You guys' authority is not gone, and you guys' creativity is not gone. It's not just one person, it's everybody. We control what happens with East Cleveland. And it's been around for 100+ years, and it gets to this point, and now it has to dissolve. Well, it speaks to our intelligence and not anybody that came before us.
Act 1894 Farmington. I would like to remind the council what everyone here knows, which is that this meeting stems from the meeting that you had to plan the commission. The meeting to plan the commission was held in an executive session that happened without starting or ending executive session or having in open session or having a motion made in open session. That means that everything that stems from that can be overturned on that basis. The second meeting that I know was done without correct procedure was the first meeting that you had to interview applicants. And as you'll recall, that was an executive committee meeting. And the Sunshine Law, as I showed you at that meeting,